Coffee with Jasmine. How are you guys today? Today I'm simply just drinking like regular iced coffee. It's like a bland vanilla, and then honestly I just added some milk and that's about it. I didn't have any creamer, and honestly just straight it tastes like straight coffee. I don't know if I really like just adding milk. I know my cousin said our grandfather used to make black coffee and just add milk. And I was trying to try something new because I didn't have anything else in the house. And honestly, when I say it just tastes straight like coffee, which is fine, like I like coffee, but you like a little flavor in there. It honestly, it doesn't really change it much, but it's something different, I guess. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in with Coffee with Jasmine. We have a lot to talk about today, honestly, a lot. And obviously, you guys know I have to talk about what happened on Wednesday. If you don't know what happened on Wednesday, then you must be living under a rock because it was a lot going on. A lot. Not only, okay, so we're going to start with the Capitol invasion when the thugs went in there and did a bunch of stuff. And it's just mind blowing how these pro Trump supporters, Proud Boys, all of the above got to go into the Capitol and you like get in there. Like how? Like I really don't understand how. But let's start up with the facts. So far as of Saturday, 82 people were arrested. I don't know why all these people weren't arrested right then and there, but they got to go away, go home, get comfortable, and then get arrested. But I know they arrested some people on Wednesday, but a lot of the other people actually left and stuff like that. But as of Saturday night, like I said, 82 people arrested. And honestly, there were way more than 82 people there. So I don't understand why don't they have more. But I know the FBI is trying to investigate it and trying to get more people to be arrested and trying to find these people. And honestly, if you're not on TikTok, literally people have been finding these people like names, addresses, locations, all of the above. And it's like TikTok is doing their job better. I mean, doing the FBI's job better than them. Like, come on, like it's crazy. And also download TikTok. It's funny. It's a lot of stuff going on in there, but also a lot of false information. So definitely don't believe everything you're seeing on there. But like I stated, they're finding out who these people are, and it's crazy. But one of the guys I want to say that did get arrested on Wednesday. No, it was Friday. They actually found him and he got arrested. Was Adam Christian Johnston. He was the guy with the podium. I don't know. Everyone has seen this picture. He has the podium and he's just smiling and he has kind of long hair. I think that'll give it away. He has like long hair and he had a hat on and he had the podium. And tell me why he's a stay-at-home dad of 5 kids, and it's just crazy how he was like, I'm gonna leave home, go to DC, and he doesn't live in DC, but he's like, I'm gonna go to DC and do X, Y, and Z. And it's just, I don't know, it's like mind blowing that people have, I don't know, it's just crazy that this is the example you're setting for your kids. That's what I wanted to say. Like, yeah, he has kids, and this is the example he's setting for them. Stealing things, intruding when you're not supposed to, breaking a bunch of laws, and he actually got charged with obviously theft because he actually stole it. And then he posted the pictures online. Like, obviously, I don't think he really thought about it or cared enough, but he took pictures with the podium, took pictures without the podium, and then posted it online. Why? Like, but obviously he didn't care and he didn't think he would get caught either. But you can't just break into somewhere and think it's okay. But I mean, these pro Trump supporters think they can do what they want, honestly. That's why they got in. Like, how did the Capitol Police not think this was going to happen? President Trump even tweeted about it months ahead of time. Pro Trump supporters were talking about it, saying January 6th, X, Y, and Z was going to happen. Did they not think it was going to happen? And another big thing I want to talk about is them saying they're going to riot and do X, Y, and Z, and then Black Lives Matter, like protesting, not rioting, protesting. Like, you should see the two examples. The National Guard was at the Capitol in DC, across the street from the Lincoln Memorial. That's where they were, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And protesters, Black Lives Matter protesters, are just sitting there with their phones, just talking and being peaceful. And then January 6th, these pro-Trumpers are allowed to go in, no National Guard, police are letting them in, and now it's a whole thing. And it's crazy how they were allowed to go in, but we weren't even allowed to go in. We were not allowed to step foot on that property. It's just mind-blowing how it's so different. And honestly, it's truly sad. Like, I don't understand how these pro-Trump a lot of pro-Trump people are like backing away from him now. But I'm like, so this was the end. Even the Republicans, like, they're like, some of them are like not supporting him anymore and honestly want to impeach him now, even though it's like a couple of days from him leaving anyway. But either way, if he were to get impeached, it would be better because he would lose a bunch of benefits and then he would not be able to run in 2024. So I'm fine with him getting impeached now because it will still be bad for him. But either way, let's go back to what I was stating. But it's crazy how the National Guard was there for Black Lives Matter, but they weren't prepared for the pro-Trump. And the thing is, the president was even talking about it. And it's like, how did you not know this was going to happen? How were they able to step foot into the Capitol building, steal things, take pictures, and it's just mind blowing to me because the thing is, if Black and brown people were to even try to step forward into that, we would not get in. We would probably, no, we would most definitely get shot. We would not step in. And it's honestly just really sad how they were able to go in and we were not. It's honestly black and white. Like, it's like mind blowing how the government allowed this to happen, honestly. But like I stated, even the Republicans are like, this is the last straw with Trump. And it's like, how is this the last straw? He's been doing so many things. Like, he even made fun of a CNN reporter who has a disability. Obviously, he's done a bunch of things, but that's really bad. Like, he has a disability. He was stuttering and X, Y, and Z. Did this like last year. But how wasn't that the last straw? Him making fun of a person with a disability. How wasn't that the last straw? How was him not preparing America for COVID not the last straw? But now, whoa. He allowed people to come into the Capitol. That's the last straw. Now Republicans want to be like, this is not okay. You endangered us. I think that's what the problem was. They were endangered and they were impacted by it. And now they're like, okay, this is too much. But it's just crazy because we've been dealing with this for 4 years and he's endangered all of us, especially with COVID. So many people have died from COVID. I know I'm always talking about it, but I'm honestly tired of COVID, okay? I want it to go away, but it's not going away anytime soon. And the fact that our president didn't prepare us for it is honestly really sad because a lot of people have died from it. So the next thing I want to talk about is honestly stimulus checks and then COVID. But one of the biggest things I really want to talk about for COVID is the vaccine. Have you guys been seeing any celebrities get COVID recently? Honestly, I think it's honestly because they're getting the vaccine. I don't think they're honestly distributed as, obviously they are distributed to the nurses, the doctors, and the healthcare workers in general. And then obviously, if you're in a long care facility, they're also giving that to you as well. But I think the rich people are getting it too. Let's be honest. Like, they're paying X, Y, and Z to get this vaccine, and they're going to be A-okay. I think it honestly is like, these people get it, and then the rich obviously get it as well. And I honestly don't think it's fair, but who am I to say that? Like, nothing's gonna honestly change because you have to have money, honestly. Like, obviously because they're in the facility and they are honestly dying from it. But like I stated, if you have and know a celebrity who has gotten COVID, X, Y, and Z, let me know because honestly, I haven't seen anyone getting COVID or anything like that. Honestly, I think they're getting their vaccine shots and they're going to be good. Like, they're going to be good for the year 2021. And all these poor people or middle class people still aren't going to have the vaccine come summertime. Like, it's honestly really sad that we have to go in these type of groups in order to get the vaccine. But the top 3 states who are doing really bad right now, and of course, honestly, Florida, Texas, and California. Like, and California is above all of them, honestly. I don't know what they're doing over there. I mean, we know, but they're supposed to be on a lockdown. Nothing's supposed to be open, which nothing is open, but I don't think people care because they're still one of the highest. And I think they're still probably having parties, like house parties, not clubbing, because all that stuff is restricted and blocked off. But I believe that they're still having house parties and stuff like that and doing normal things. And it's mostly the young people, and then obviously young people spreading it to older people, and then the older people are more likely to die from it because they can't deal with it. But honestly, that's really sad. But like I said, California on top of that list. And now I really want to talk about this stimulus check. A lot of people were mad that we got this $600, and Mitch McConnell, if you don't know what he is, know who he is on Congress. I'm sorry, he's a senator, and well, not for long. He not for long, honestly. But Mitchell McConnell, he got his house spray painted on because people were so mad that he voted against the $2,000 stimulus check. And it's honestly just really, what are people supposed to do? Excuse me. What are people supposed to do with $600, especially if you've been out of work since March? Explain that to me. I don't even think 2,000 is enough, but it's better than $600. But I don't think he gets it. I think he's just looking out for himself. I mean, honestly, not for himself. He's obviously stating we don't have the funds and stuff like that. But it's like, you need to help your people. Like, you have the funds. You just don't want to pull this money from this and help us out. But now that the Democrats control the Senate, hopefully they do pass the bill for $2,000 so more people can get help. But like I stated, I think all this amount of money isn't going to help because some places are getting $2,000 a month, and every 9 months they'll throw us some money. And it's like, how is that supposed to help people back pay since March? So hopefully we get something every month. I don't think it's going to happen because the United States is in so much debt, and they're just talking, like I said, right now they're just talking about the $2,000 check we're supposed to get. Hopefully we do get it. Like I stated, the Democrats are controlling the Senate now, so hopefully we'll be able to pass more bills and get more money. So hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll see, because people talk, people say X, Y, and Z once they get in their position. We're gonna see exactly what happens. But like I said, they're controlling the Senate, so we should be able to pass these bills. So hopefully. And another thing people are really mad at Mitchell McConnell about is he also voted against. No, he voted for people, companies not having to pay for sick leave if you catch COVID. And it's like, I don't get that. Like, I honestly do not get that. He's not making it mandatory. Like, obviously, the jobs can still do it. So it's not mandatory that they have to. That's what I want to say. It's not mandatory that they have to pay you if you get COVID. But obviously, most of these jobs do not care. And most of the jobs don't have the finances as well. Let's be honest. They don't have the finances to pay their coworkers to have paid sick leave when they do catch the virus. So I think that's another big problem because, if you do pay your workers, you can file it in the taxes and stuff like that. But now that it's not mandatory, you can't do that. And I don't see these companies paying their employees, but we'll see exactly what happens. But now that it's 2021, it's not mandatory. And Mr. McConnell did that. And honestly, I think it's really sad that I feel like he really doesn't understand the common worker and what we go through every day. He's on his rich pedestal, being able to pay for X, Y, and Z. He doesn't need the $2,000 check. He doesn't need the $600 check. It doesn't affect him either way. And honestly, I think he really needs to have a reality check. I mean, now he does because he's not going to be on Senate anymore, but good for him. Okay. And another big thing I want to talk about, nothing to do with COVID, nothing to do with any of the Trump stuff anymore. We're done with that. Now we're going to talk about something that's happening in Chicago. So if you live in Chicago, then you know Macy's in the Water Tower Place. It's been there for years, forever. And if you don't know this, they announced on Tuesday that they're actually closing it. And I remember going there, and they have like a MAC store as well. And I remember going there and like picking out lipsticks, trying on lipsticks, even though I will never do that again. They spray it and you put it on. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. COVID has shown a lot. Okay. But we're not talking about COVID. But either way, Macy's is closing, and it's so sad. Like, a bunch of Macy's stores have been closing. Obviously, they've been struggling for years. Kmart, a bunch of stores have closed. And honestly, I don't know my nearest Kmart anymore. So that's really sad. When I was in school in Macomb, Illinois, they closed the Kmart there, and they also closed the one in Forest Park. And I don't know my nearest Kmart right now, but a bunch of these big stores are closing. They're not all closing. There's just a bunch of their stores are closing, but not officially like gone, bankrupt, and all this other stuff. But Macy's, they're closing their location in the Water Tower place, and that's honestly really sad. And the Tower place also stated it's going to be really hard to find someone to fill that space. So it's just a big struggle. Like, it's honestly, everyone is struggling right now. And Macy said it wasn't like because of the pandemic, but obviously it affected them. But they planned on closing a bunch of stores in the beginning because they've been struggling for a while, but the pandemic didn't help. But they planned on closing these stores anyway, honestly. But I think that's really sad. I like Macy's, and even though it's a little expensive, more of people buy me stuff from Macy's, and they have nice stuff. So that's what's gonna make me sad. I won't be getting gifts from there. Well, no, honestly, there's one in Yorktown, so I think they're still having that location there. But like I said, the one downtown will be closing. But I want to say we're going to take a little break right now. Make sure you tune back in on Intellectual Radio, Coffee with Jasmine. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. We're going to be talking about Kim K, Kanye West, Jeffree Star. If you don't know what's going on with that, stay tuned. We're talking about Viola Davis and Jacob Blake. Stay tuned.
Lord, I believe in you. 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 I don't believe in you. And I gotta stay sick when God can heal. I don't believe in no. When God can heal. I don't believe in no. That I gotta stay hurt. I got to live. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe. Oh, Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe. I'm a believer. I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. You forgive me of my sin. You forgave me all my sins. And I'll never let you go. Never. And I'll never let go of your hand. Oh Lord, I know that I do. Oh Lord, I believe. Oh Lord, I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. You forgive me of my sin. I know you did. Yeah. I don't believe that I can't stay sick. I don't believe that. No. I don't believe it. No. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe in you. I don't believe it. No. That I gotta stay sick when God can heal. I don't believe that I gotta stay broke when God can heal. I don't believe that I gotta stay hurt. I got to live. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, oh Lord, I'm a believer. Lord, I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. You did it all for me. You forgave me all my sins. You looked up my 40 times. I need a God, I know. Even if I want to step my door, oh Lord, I'm a believer. Yeah. You forgive me of my sins, oh God, I know you did. And I'll never let you go, no. Lord, I believe in you. Oh, Lord, I believe in you. In your healing, Lord. In your power, Lord, I believe. Lord, I believe. Oh, Lord, you've been my shelter. You've been my healer. Lord, I believe in you. I believe. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, oh, yes, you are my God. Lord, I believe in you. Hey, the Bible says, if I seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, oh Lord, I believe. Oh Lord, yeah. You see, if I call on your name, oh Lord, the Bible
welcome back to Coffee with Jasmine on Intellectual Radio. So, the first thing I want to talk about is Jacob Blake. If you don't know who he is, definitely look him up. I got my information from NBC Chicago, but basically, he was shot 7 times in his back in front of his kids. Obviously, it's a more of a story, but definitely look it up. This story's been going on forever, but they actually decided on Tuesday that they're actually not going to charge the officers for that. And I didn't think it was so excessive of that he was shot 7 times in the back. I think after like 2 shots, I mean, I don't know. I've never been shot. I don't know. But it's like 7 times. And then also, I didn't say this yet, but he's also paralyzed. He got paralyzed. I mean, he is paralyzed from that incident. And now he can never walk. Like, it's honestly really sad that he didn't get his justice that he needed. I just don't think I think it was more so for me the excessive force that they had to do. Like 7 times? You have to shoot a person 7 times in order to make sure they're down. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot. It's just honestly really sad that he had to go through that. And then now he's forever affected by that. Like, he's paralyzed from this. Like, what is happening? His lawyers say that they're still going to pursue a civil lawsuit. I mean, so hopefully he gets money from that. Because I mean, come on now. I don't know exactly what his job was before this, but obviously he's gonna have complications. He can't walk anymore. Obviously, you can do anything you want if you set your mind to it. But at the end of the day, he got shot 7 times in front of his kids, shot 7 times in the back, paralyzed. I just don't see it. And the officers did not get charged. It's just funny how honestly, this happened in over the summer 2020. This has been a long time coming to see exactly what was going to happen. And it's just mind blowing that the Capitol thing happened on January 6th, Wednesday. People are already being fired. People are already being let go from their positions. And it's just like, so it took these people X, Y, and Z days to charge these group of people like 2 days. And then for them, it took like almost like 9 months. It's just honestly, it's a system. It's not it's not for us. The system is rigged, obviously. And that's what I want you guys to understand. It's rigged. It's honestly just rigged. He had to wait and he didn't even get his justice, you know? So like I said, it's all rigged. But that's what's happening with Jacob Blake. And I think the other reason the officer shot him, they stated that he had a knife in his right hand and they were just scared and they shot him. I just don't think they should have shot him, period. But then again, I'm not in that situation. I'm not a police officer, but I don't think they should have shot him. But especially that many times, like 7 times, that's a little excessive. But, you know, they didn't get charged. They're scot-free. Nothing happened to them. They're going to go on with their lives. Obviously, they probably feel some type of way about it, but you did the shooting. So they're done, you know. So hopefully he does win that civil lawsuit and he gets some money from that. And the fact that he was shot in front of his kids, I think that's really sad. Now, the kids had to see their dad get shot, and that's in the memory forever. They're forever going to remember that. That's not going to go away, you know. And they're going to remember a police officer shooting their dad, period. That's all they're going to see. And they're going to see that and they're not going to like cops. So it's like a cycle, you know? And I think the police bring this on themselves, honestly. Like 7 times? That's excessive. Like, what? So that's about Jacob Blake. So another big thing I want to talk about is Kim K and Kanye. If you did not see this going on Twitter, social media, just in general, it's just so funny because, like, what? But basically the rumor is Kanye was sleeping with Jeffree Star. If you know who Jeffree Star is, he's a beauty influencer on YouTube. He has his own makeup line and stuff like that. And that was the rumor. Jeffree Star came out and was like, what? No, like, absolutely not. He's actually making fun of all the tweets that people are tweeting out about him and Kanye and stuff like that. Like, yes, they both, like, even Jeffree said this, yes, they both live in Wyoming together and both live in the same gated community. But he's like, no, like, that doesn't mean anything. And honestly, I don't believe it. It's just honestly really funny what people come up with. Like, what? Like, where did this even come from? Like, out of nowhere. And they're just making it bigger than what it is. But, and then obviously people are having these rumors as well that Kim K and Kanye actually want a divorce from each other, but they haven't said anything. So I don't believe anything at all yet. Like, will they get a divorce? I don't believe so. Like, I don't think Kim would ever want to leave Kanye, and Kanye would never want to leave Kim. I just think they're having a rough patch, honestly, and then they're going to get over it. But they haven't, like, Kim hasn't stated anything at all. So I'm not going to believe any rumors until she says something. Kanye, he has a lot going on. So I'm not going to believe anything he says in general unless Kim actually co-signs on it. So we'll see what happens. Right now, they're still together, I think, from my understanding. Like I stated, Kim even posted a picture of all of them and the kids. So I think honestly they're fine. This was about a week ago for the picture, but honestly I think they're fine. They're cool. But I just thought the rumor about Kanye and Jeffree was so funny. Like, come on. Who comes up with these things? You guys are so funny. Like, honestly. And Kim is probably just like, oh my God, this is so stupid. And this happened the same day as the Capitol when the thugs went in there and raided the place and messed everything up and then had everyone freaking out and stuff like that. So that was the same day the thugs invaded the Capitol. So yeah, Wednesday was crazy, and it was just January 6th, 6 days into the new year, and all this is popping off. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And another thing I wanted to talk about, like I stated, I really wanted to talk about Viola Davis. You know how I always bring up a celebrity I really enjoy or like in general. And honestly, Viola Davis, I know I'm always saying baddie, but Viola, she's a trick of all trades. Okay. She is an actor, all of the above. She's a producer, a writer. She's amazing. And she's so beautiful. And she can play any role. One of the roles I really like her in is in Fences with Denzel Washington. Them together, amazing. Power, all the above. Like, she was amazing in Fences. And I actually went to see that movie with my dad, and it was great. I've watched it several times since then. Honestly, I didn't even know what it was, but my dad was like, "We should go see Fences." I'm like, "What's Fences?" Like, and I like to see trailers before I actually go see the movie, and I did not see the trailer for this, and I just saw it, and I was like, "That's Viola, that's Denzel. Okay, I could do this," and it was amazing. Honestly, recommend it. Viola Davis killed it. Obviously, Denzel killed it, but this is not about Denzel. It's about Viola, and she killed that. She killed that role. And a more recent role she was in was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's actually on Netflix. Honestly, I think Fences is on Netflix as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But definitely a Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I actually never heard of this lady until I saw it on Netflix and then did a bunch of research on her. I don't want to tell you much about the movie, but definitely look into it. She played that role to a T, and it was amazing. She was amazing in it, and I thought she was her. I was like, wow, Viola, and she's just so versatile. Like, she's amazing. Honestly, love Viola, and she's obviously won a bunch of awards. She's won Academy Award, Primetime Emmy Award, 2 Tony Awards, and she's the first African American actor to achieve the triple crown of acting. She's a baddie. She's amazing. And she's so beautiful. Like, just honestly, just beautiful. So love Viola Davis. Definitely recommend Fences and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Definitely look into it. And finally, what we're going to talk about today is Wendy's. And why do you say we're talking about Wendy's? Because I didn't know they did this, but basically, if you pay for it, let me find it real quick. So they give out these free, not free, you pay $2 for it. And basically, if you pay for $2 for this key tag thing, you get free Frosties for the year. And they do it all the way up until January 31st. They started it in November 23rd, but this thing is only $2. And honestly, when I say, and all the proceeds go to Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. So honestly, just helping kids find a forever home in adoption and stuff like that. So all the proceeds go to a good cause. So, and it's ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? If you don't like ice cream, you have to be lactose, honestly. And I understand that, you got problems after you eat ice cream. But I really like this. And honestly, I didn't even buy this for myself. My boyfriend bought this for me. And when I say I didn't even know he bought it until yesterday, I'm like, I'm talking about that on my show. So here we go. Honestly, ladies, all I got to say is if he wanted to, he would. And I really do appreciate him buying this for me because he knows I love ice cream. So a bunch of free ice cream. Okay. But guys, that's it for my show today. I want to say thank you for tuning into Coffee Time with Jasmine on Intellectual Radio. Make sure you tune back in. I do it every other week, so not next week, but the next following week, I'll be back in. But thank you for tuning in.
No, no, no.